Hi, Chelsea fans. Namaskaram to all of you. Welcome to the match preview of Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. That's going to happen tomorrow evening, India time at 5 p.m. So the Chelsea versus Bayern match is going to happen tomorrow evening. It's the semi-final of the Champions League second leg. Well, the sad news is Bayern is leading us by 2-1. The good news is we have an away a goal advantage for ourselves. So that's something that's really good for us. And today, to join in our discussion, we have our usual panelists. So the entire communication is going to be in English. I wish we could do this in Malayalam, but the guests that's joining, unfortunately, they would not know Malayalam, and that's the only reason I cannot speak in Malayalam. So I'm just going to introduce the panelists. As usual, we have our women's football supporter, somebody who's been supporting women's football, who introduced women's football to all of us, and that's Hafiz. Hi, Hafiz. Welcome.
Hi, Srikanji. How are you?
Hi, and Rajiv. Hi, buddy. How are you? Hope you're doing good. He's already like, come on, Chelsea. Absolutely, yes. We also have the Fulham match tonight as well. And then for those of you who have already seen our last stream, very proud and happy to welcome once again Radha from She Talks Ball once again. So hi Radha, welcome once more.
Thank you for having me.
And I think after a while it's going to be regular panelist Radha also joining us. You know, you're not going to be any more special guest. So Pranav, hi Pranav, how are you? And surprise, we have a big surprise for you. We have a very special guest. And this guest is not from India, not even from Europe. She is all the way from the Trinidad and Tobago. And a lot of us Indians would know that, specifically because we are cricket lovers. But she is not, just a small little warning. But then she is a football lover, and she also follows Chelsea women. It's a great honor to welcome Lee, right?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
So Lalu, hi. Tom, hey, Tom is there. Hi, Tom. How are you? Good to see you on the comment session. So we have some of the regular panelists who also joins us in as our viewers as well. So great. So we have the Chelsea versus Bayern match tomorrow, isn't it? First question, yeah. I'll start with Radha. Are you tensed? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
Yes. Yes. I think that just comes with a Champions League semi-final, second leg, making it all that more crucial. You don't have a second chance after that. You know, this is your do or die moment. And I think all the emotions are definitely going to flurry up, especially given our first leg result. It becomes very crucial to see these 90 minutes. Hopefully it just sticks to 90 minutes and we make it through. But yeah, I'm definitely, got full with emotions right now.
Perfect. So Lee, you already have a fan, that is Yashodan Nakare. He says, big fan of Lee's work on Twitter.
I like his work too. It's really good. Yeah.
So, what does he do on Twitter, if you can connect? So Yashodan, can you please reach out to us? We would like
what
you
do
to
I
have...
do?
Sorry?
What do I do?
You said you also like his work.
Oh yeah. So he also does like graphics, data visualization of like the like just performances. So like pass maps. I don't think he's done heat maps, but I've definitely seen pass maps on his Twitter, and he does it for the Chelsea men. I haven't seen any for the women, but I think he wants to. He told me he wants to.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
So Yashodan's message is pretty clear. We need more of women's graphical content as well. So Yashodan, if you could reach out to us, we would love to, have your work with us as well as being shared, if that's okay with you. So Tom wants to know, I don't know, tell us more about Lee. So Lee, if you could introduce yourself to the entire crowd, it'll be great.
Well, okay, I'll stop. So my name is Leah, but everyone knows me as Lee. It was just simple to say Lee. I'm 22. I just finished my degree in chemical and process engineering, and I started doing these graphics just so I could learn more about Python actually, because I was just bored. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna learn Python, but like how am I gonna practice? So I tried doing the I think I started with like touch maps, and then I went to do like pass maps, and then I was like, oh, I think I wanted to know like where Pinola Harder was on the field. I can't remember which match it was, but I was like, I'm gonna try something. So I tried it, and well, yeah, that's basically it.
Absolutely. And Yashodhan says is looking forward to learning heat maps from you. So probably that's something that you can work with or teach Yashodhan on that.
Yeah, he could message me, and I'll be glad to help.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ajit is excited about the match tomorrow. Radha is excited, nervous, tensed. What about you, Lee? Are you excited, nervous, tense, happy?
I am not okay. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I feel like there's always the hope that, I do feel like we can like do something and win and progress to the final, but it's just the nerves. Like it's definitely my least favorite part of like preparing for a match, just dealing with all the nerves. I can't, but I'm also kind of excited. But I am excited. Yes, I am excited because if we do pull it off tomorrow and reach the final, I am going to get lit. I swear.
So what we can do is we can have a pretty much a live stream party going on. We get through tomorrow. Yeah, we can have the famous Trinidad and Tobago party going on.
Yeah, I'll just get the rum and yeah.
So before coming to Hafiz, Radha, who has the advantage? Is it Chelsea? Is it Bayern? And Thomas said is that big game tomorrow got to be Bayern, and then win again on Wednesday. Both teams getting on final. So who's got the big advantage? Is it Bayern that has got the big advantage, or is it Chelsea at this moment?
Yeah, it's a very fair question. And look, I have points to put for both ends, right? Obviously, Bayern have won the first leg, and that is if that's not an advantage, I'm not sure what in football would be an advantage. So I think they definitely come in with a lot of steam. The fact is that they've also played midweek, so and they've had to travel for this leg, so that all sort of factors into it. Whereas Chelsea have just been sitting in London, resting, recovering, and training. They don't have to get on flights. They don't have to play any domestic action for this entire week. So again, that is a positive for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea had a lot of faults that sort of were pointed out by Bayern in the first leg. So these faults, now luckily that they were pointed out, we can correct them in the second leg. So again, that is an advantage for Chelsea because whatever Bayern's strategy was, it worked in the first leg, but I think Chelsea will be able to counter that in the second leg. So coming into this, it's very evenly balanced. We have an away goal, which makes it that much more crucial. A 1-0 win for us means we go through to the final. I think Bayern might have the edge, but it's just maybe 55-45 or 53-47. It's not bigger than that.
Exactly. And I think Yashodhan has, in fact, put the word that Hafiz and I discussed we should talk about. But the big gun is back. Hafiz, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I had a feeling that we have been missing our captain on the field. Magda has been a phenomenal figure for the past few years for Chelsea. She's not just the captain, she is a proper leader on the pitch. So as talking about the leadership aspect, we missed that as well for the last few games. I think we had seen the last two games against City as well as against Bayern how struggling we were at the back. That also points out the serious issue regarding the depth, the squad depth we have, the post squad depth we have at the back for Chelsea. So having Magda back would give me a lot of confidence. I will have, I will be watching the game a bit more. I will have some sort of peace while watching the game because without Magda, it might be a very, very scary thing to watch. Sophie Ingle was not on her best game, if I have to say. So I think having Magda would give me a lot of confidence going into this second leg semi-final.
And Lee, to add that, I think there's a comment coming in from Ashwin. The key is not to concede early goals, and Magda being on the pitch is going to be pretty crucial, isn't it?
Yep, definitely. Millie and Magda, they are amazing together. They complement each other, and you can definitely see one is when one is missing, because the defense is just not as together as it is when they are playing together. Yeah.
Yeah, and would Magda be the
Pardon?
will Magda be equivalent of the John Terry that we had for the men's in terms of a leadership and in terms of
Definitely. Yeah. In terms of
that's-
leadership, for sure. Like, I think her leadership definitely is an important part in the way we play. And yeah, it's just really, really important. Just like John Terry's leadership was important when he played Chelsea.
perfect. So rather for the benefit of the crowd, a little bit more information on Magda and how much she's important for Chelsea. And this is in general, considering that most people may not be following women's football.
Yeah, Magdalena Eriksson. So she's a very high-profile player for the Swedish national team as well. She's been very crucial for them. Obviously, her first year of captaincy with Chelsea was the previous year where they won the WSL, be it on points per game. But the fact is that they were up there and they were contending for the title. And yeah, so she's had a good success rate as captain of Chelsea, right? We had this long range of unbeaten games, and the way that we've performed in the Champions League this year as well. It shows you how crucial Magda is, not just as our centre back, because as Hafiz rightly mentioned, we have a lack of depth in the back, right? But no one spoke about that when Magda was on the field. Till then, it seemed safe, secure. We all seemed happy and content. The second Magda was pulled off, suddenly we were like, oh my God, such a big hole. Who's going to fill that hole? We need three people to fill that hole. So it really comes down to the fact of the presence that she has on the field. And Millie Bright is only 100% Millie Bright when she has a senior leader next to her. Even if you look at the England setup, she has Steph Houghton next to her, which is crucial. And in the Chelsea setup, she's got Magdalena Eriksson beside her. So she's got this leader, loud, vocal, captain, and a great player beside her for that centre-back pairing. And if Magda misses out tomorrow, it's Bayern's to lose, if I may put it that way. It's very crucial that Magda is fit. She's had 1 week of rest. Hopefully, everything's being done to put her back on the field. But Magdalena Eriksson is very, very crucial to our win tomorrow.
Perfect. And Hafiz, the question is from Ajit. Should Chelsea play their natural game or play to just get a goal and defend? We have the away goal. That's what he's asking. So we get a goal and then we sit back and counter. Would that be the strategy of Emma Hayes? Or we would just go down?
I don't recall us Chelsea playing that way. But then, a one goal cushion won't be good enough for us because it just takes a few seconds, a microsecond to convert a goal for Bayern. So we won't be relying on that. So I think from the first whistle to the end, we might start to attack Bayern. Hopefully, we will get an early lead that would boost our confidence a lot. We might score again later on, probably. And I think we have to force a few mistakes from Bayern side. We might have to concede a penalty, maybe. We have to force some sort of mistakes from them. We've got to frustrate them right from the first whistle. So I think that has to be a strategy. We have to capitalize on whatever chances we have. Last game, we failed to capitalize on some chances. I think Kerr had a miss. Pernilla Harder had a very good chance to score, but she couldn't convert. G hit the post, so we shouldn't take any risk. We should actually convert the chances. Whatever we get, we have to capitalize, and we have the finals. We'll be moving to the finals.
So Lee, I'm just coming to you. Did Chelsea miss a trick or two in the previous game, and what sort of strategy would that happen in the coming game in terms of attacking football or defensive football? What do you think is going to be the slight change in tactics that Emma Hayes are going to put in?
To be honest, I'm not even sure what she could change. She may have the same tactics, in my opinion. She may make a few changes. I believe Bayern are gonna be defensive, and they're known for being super defensive. I think they're gonna go into that game like that just because they have the lead and they're comfortable defending. And that's why I think it's going to be such a tough task for us tomorrow. And we need to be clinical. That's it. Because the game last week with Pernilla Harder's chance, we had the chance to be 2-1 up. But because we missed that chance, and I mean, they obviously came back and they scored the chance. And we could have leveled with G's chance. I mean, I crossed that. So, anyways, but yeah, I think it's probably going to be the same strategy. We just need to be clinical because it's not like we didn't have chances in the last game. And with the changes, I think we're going to discuss that later. But I think Aaron should come in because Bayern are going to be defensive. We need someone that could dribble their way through midfield and make space. I also feel like Neve should come in just because of her pace and her attacking ability. Because Jess, she likes to, well, she doesn't go up that often. Like she's more a midfield kind of like defense kind of player. Like she stays there. She may go up a couple times, but because we're chasing, we need the goal and we need our attacking players to, yeah, that's basically it.
Great. We've been speaking about being clinical, and I think that's the same thing that the men's football also have an issue of being clinical. Pernilla Harder missing a chance, Timo Werner missing a chance. I think something is up with our strikers, both coming in from Germany with the English. But Ajit is saying that Chelsea was sloppy in terms of possession, and we really need to be composed while playing the ball around. And we cannot be sloppy anymore in the second match. We are chasing the ball. What do you think, Radha, on that?
So true. We were like us Chelsea fans, we were discussing this after the game. We had 64% possession. And I don't think Chelsea, the women's side, have had this much possession versus a top team. Versus the smaller teams, obviously, we tend to keep the ball a lot more because we don't lose the ball. But this time, Bayern could have easily taken the ball from us if they wanted to. But their strategy was very clear. Sit in a low block, attack on the counter. And it worked out for them, right? So I think Chelsea were just confused on what to do with the ball. We had 250 more passes than Bayern did. And the fact is that Bayern went away with one more goal than we did, right? So I think Emma Hayes, we generally in the WSL playing versus Arsenal, versus United, versus Man City, we don't play that possession type of football. Sure, we have a decent amount of possession, but we're always converting that into an attack. We're not just holding the ball and swinging it from left to right. But the fact is, they forced us to do that. And they forced us to play a game that is not natural to us. And then we were like, okay, I'm going to pass it, you pass it back. Okay, I'll maybe pass it around. Suddenly I've lost the ball. Hannah Glass has gone down our right and she scored. So the fact is that their strategy was spot on. And it's not like Emma Hayes' strategy was that wrong. I think that their strategy just put us in a real fix. And we were like, what do we do now? And credit to Bayern, I think they really, they pulled it off. And I think, was it Ajit that said that we were sloppy in possession? We had too much possession and we were like, okay, maybe if we give the ball away, something will happen for us because it's not happening right now. And I think that's where the confusion began.
And I think Tom is ready to fight Hafiz for Guru right, and I think there's going to be some physical fight. So probably once the COVID numbers come down in India, but the question is, Hafiz says, how important is Guru's left foot deliveries? And she had one shot, but it was kind of wild. But how important is her involvement in the game?
Firstly, I can tell you what my beef with Tom is about. We sort of have a crush on Guru Raitan. We have a footballer crush, and that is for Guru Raitan because she's so beautiful, she's so pretty. So it's been going on for a while, my beef with Tom, but it's just on this matter. So, okay, talking about Guru, the chance she got was pretty decent. She could have converted that. But yeah, her left-footed deliveries are beautiful. To be honest, the assist to the goal, I mean, the delivery into the box was amazing. We've seen Guru score some beautiful goals. She scored one goal against City in the Conti Cup quarterfinals, if I'm not wrong. She scored against Arsenal twice in the same Conti Cup fixture. So I think she's been vital. She's got a very good left foot, but I see her as a super sub, more of a super sub role. So I think we actually missed Sophie Ingle in her right spot on that day. So probably we could see Sophie Ingle there, but I'm kind of worried about G as well, because G is actually a very good midfielder, but then again she's dropping her form recently, so I'm sort of concerned with that. I would have a debate with G and Goro swapping places, but Goro is a pretty decent player for me.
But it's interesting. We're coming up with speaking about Guru, we're speaking about G, we're speaking about Magda, we spoke about Cuthbert, we've spoken about a lot of players. Let's speak the two crucial link-ups on the front two. And I'm going to ask with Lee there, how crucial is going to be the Kerr-Kirby combination and that one goal that's going to join Lee?
It needs to be on point. And I'm not even like worried about that, because I mean, they do show up for big games. So it needs to be there for sure. And I feel like we would get a Kirby goal, Kirby,
yeah.
Yeah. But I would be open to any other like partnership tomorrow, like any. But definitely that partnership is going to be super important. Maybe just be the most important partnership. So, yeah.
And I think, I don't know which that was. Kerr was kind of know where Kirby is. I don't know. One knows the other where the other is, and she almost does a blind pass, and Kerr just takes it, go past the goalkeeper, and finish. And I was like watching, it's going past. I'm like, oh no.
That was the first goal scored by her in the first leg semi-finals quarterfinals versus Wolfsburg. That was the first goal scored by. Yeah, that was a beautiful pass. I think that was from the blind. They have some sort of telepathy that is actually surprising. They've developed that over time, but it is very good to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And Yashodhan speaks, and I'm going to catch up with Radha on this. It's about the G Liverpool's midfield. You have a different midfield, and you have a name for that midfield. I forgot about it. Last time you did share that.
Jingle Pulse.
Yeah, Jingle Pulse. Jingle Pulse is what we call
it. It's catching on.
I think that's a very good shout by Yashodhan. Need Cuthbert's energy. I think Hafiz mentioned that we need to frustrate the Bayern players. One person who can do that is Aaron Cuthbert, right? And the fact is, when Magda misses out, Ingle is moved back and some new midfielder comes in. So do you see how everything changes as a domino effect with one player out and with that crucial captain and centre back out? So I think, fingers crossed, if Magda's back in there, I would definitely have Ingle in the midfield. Yeah, I would have Cuthbert there too. Maybe Wrighton comes on as a sub, or maybe G comes on as a sub, given her current form and what Emma Hayes is planning. Is she going attacking? Is she going a little more defensive? But I think the fact is that G in the midfield is something that gives everyone a sense of comfort, security. Like I can sit on my chair with comfort and just watch that game if G is there. If Ingle is in the midfield. But I feel like because Ingle is back, we're going to need some new energy up in the midfield. And Cuthbert is a great shot. I mean, she's just 22, 23, but she, again, with her assists as well, she takes all the corners and she takes some set pieces from time to time. And yeah, look, versus Man City, I think Sam Kerr's header was off a Cuthbert corner. And they also do have good chemistry. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who comes out on the field tomorrow.
And Rajiv has already shouted out a predicted lineup. And we're going to speak about one person in this lineup. And I'm going to ask this to Hafiz, is about Jonna Andersson. And he's also predicted her in this lineup. She's been playing all games. And what do you think about this lineup? And do you think this is the lineup that we're going to go with? And about Andersson as well?
Yeah, talking about the lineup, I think Rajiv got the lineup spot on. I was actually expecting Carter to start, but then again, we'll have a debate for Carter or Liam Charles in that right back position, because we've been missing Maren a lot. She is the right person for these sort of games. She's made for such high profile games, so we miss Maren a lot. So yeah, that is the first part of the question. Second thing about Andersson, I am actually worried about how we are over-reliant on Andersson. If you have gone through the live before, I have stressed on this word that we are over-reliant on Jonna Andersson. This actually points out our lack of squad depth in the back, because firstly, Millie Bright was not a natural centre-back. She was a centre midfielder who was later converted to a centre-back because of her physically imposing structure. So she's actually a very strong player. Ingle occasionally plays as a centre back, so there again that points out how we are lacking in that department. So Anderson had a mixed game last against Bayern, so that also amplifies my point that we have been relying so much on Anderson. She has been a fantastic servant to the club. She's been playing consistently well. But yeah, not having alternate player in that position might be affecting her. Fatigue can be a factor. So probably we should go for a new left back coming season.
Right. And Liam Charles, is she not fit? Is she not available? Is that the reason that Carter is playing on regularly?
No, she's definitely fit. She's very much available for the second leg. I think Jess Carter is playing firstly because she's very capable of playing, right? We've seen that she's played in now 3 high-profile matches, almost deciders, the WSL one, and then obviously Wolfsburg second leg, and then first leg semi-final. I do believe that Jess will start tomorrow, as we said, just because Bayern attacked us through their fullbacks, right, or through their wingers. And we can't, I don't think we can afford to have an attacking winger, especially because we have enough attacking players, is what I'm thinking, right? We have our midfield and our forwards attacking. So if our fullback gets caught out of position, we're going to get in trouble. I mean, we had Jonna Anderson in position and we still got in trouble. So I think Emma Hayes will go with a solid defensive fullbacks and our centre backs, and leave the attacking to the people who've done it regularly. But Niamh Charles can definitely come on as a winger. She has the potential to run down the right and put these long curling balls in that actually reach Sam Kerr. And if I can quickly mention something interesting I read before the first leg, Karen Carney, who's obviously an ex-Chelsea player and now a pundit, she pointed out something that could have been Bayern's weakness. And she said, if the Bayern backline is here, if they come up high, then they're going to get beaten for pace when Sam Kerr runs past them. And if they come back low, then they're going to make pockets of space for Kirby and for Harder to actually, thrive in. So the fact that they had a 3-5-2, it just made no space available for Sam Kerr, no space available for Pernille Harder or Fran Kirby. They were struggling. They were cramped. They weren't even able to put through balls because there was always Marina Heggering at the back waiting for Sam Kerr, who had an absolutely wonderful game. Marina Heggering, I think that was fantastic from the 31-year-old. But the fact is that they countered these potential problems very well. Credit to the management, to the strategy team, to the leadership team. They did that very well. And Emma Hayes has said that I'm going to have these players play the game of their lives in the second leg to actually take us to the final.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rishi Punyikara is saying, now this guy is saying in Malayalam that he doesn't understand what we are saying. And this guy speaks English far better than any of us. All right. And he coming and saying that he doesn't understand is such a funny thing to say. And Alok has said that good point by Ajit about Kirby's position. But she's very good in all 3, right forward, number 10, and as well. And a word about Niamh Charles Lee. She's also been Young Player of the Season at the London Football Awards. What potential do you see in her?
She is going to be such a big player. And Emma Hayes has said it. Like, I can't even fathom this girl's talent. Like, she's so good. She's so versatile, and she's been exciting me for this whole season. And I do see good things for her in the future. Who plays with Chelsea? Fingers crossed. But yeah, Radha would have said that she could come in as a forward. I think she could start. I think she'll be fine. But you could see the difference she made when she came into the game in the first leg. It was just energy, and she has a lot of that. Her dribbling skills, top. It's fire. It's great. And like Radha said, the ball she whips in. I can't remember which match it was. There was one versus Arsenal where Kerr almost scored, but the wind took it away. That ball was amazing. There was another one recently. I can't remember the match, but she puts in some really, really good balls, and she's going to be such a top player. I'm so excited just to see her growth under Emma, because Emma is such a good player manager. She's a beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
All right. Speaking of excitement, another your predicted lineup.
Well, my predicted lineup, I think, was already mentioned here. It's going to be Burger and goal. I want to make a lineup with Magda fit. I really want to, because I think if we say that, it'll happen. So I'm going to go with Magda and Millie Bright center backs, Anderson left back, and Jess Carter right back. Starting back line is right there. Ingle at center mid, and Cuthbert on the left, and I think Harder on the right, and then was that 4-3? No, I'm going to go Harder, Fran, and Sam up top, and Ingle, Cuthbert, and on the right would be G. I think that's what Emma's going to go for because she's just been this long-standing servant for us, and she hit the bar in the last game, so I think there is potential there. But yeah, look, I think Emma Hayes is going to do something very different in the next leg because this game it's do or die. You're not going to see Champions League action again if we miss out here. So she's going to really pull out all her trump cards for this one.
How is your lineup?
I think I just have one difference. That is, I would have Luke Coles in the midfield, and I think I would have a swap between Cuthbert and G. That is my lineup. That is the only change from Radha's lineup. Apart from that, everything is just the same. So yes, I think Emma would bring all her everything for this game. Like she said, she will motivate the players to give their best performance of their life. So yeah, I'm hoping an Emma masterclass.
All right,
Lee, what about your lineup?
Just because of the press lineup, I'm just gonna put the two lineups just because. So without Magda, same backline. I'm Jess or Neve at I'm not too sure. It doesn't actually. I'm not sure, but either one is good with me. I'm just gonna go for like a double pivot here. I would definitely go with Loipals on G, Harder in the 10. I'll put Erin on the left, Fran on the right, and Sam up top. With Magda, so Anderson, Magda, Bright, just on Eve, doesn't matter to me. Loipals and Ingle, Harder, Erin on the left, Fran on the right, Sam up top.
All right, you're going with Sam and Erin as a number 10 there.
Well, more like left wing and Harder on the 10.
All right, perfect, great. So I mean, everybody got their lineup pretty clear. Is Kerr, Kirby, and Harder. I think we're going to get that right. And Tom says it's so endearing to hear Lee using the players' first names. Absolutely. Alvin is saying G. Absolutely, yes. G is going to be there. So it's going to be interesting choice of midfield. I think there's no question much in terms of defense, except without Magda, of course. But I think the choice is more in terms of midfield as whether it's going to be a 4-2-3 or a 4-3-3 and where is going to be the midfield, isn't it, Radha?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because firstly, our top three is pretty solid, so I don't see that changing. And our back four doesn't have many options to change, right? So again, that has to be very consistent. The question comes into, we have like 6-7 players who could play in that midfield. We have 2-3 players on the left and 2 on the right. We can really figure out our combinations, and this is where the finer details come in, right? And in a team which has great depth, especially in the midfield, it doesn't often like we talk about, oh, this person was dropped because of form or whatever it was. But it's a fact that for a team that has so many good opportunities, it becomes an opportunity drop. It's not because you were bad in the last game. It's because we see someone else who has better skills for the game we're going for. So when your team is starting to make opportunity changes, that means that you're in good hands. You have enough people to make this opportunity change. And I think that kind of quantifies what our midfield is. And really, when Emma Hayes puts out that lineup, now unfortunately we have that social media boycott going on. So we won't have any lineups on our feed. And I think the YouTube stream isn't there as well because they've boycotted all social media platforms. So people can watch it on the Bayern's YouTube channel or any illegal stream you can find somewhere. But yeah, when the lineups come out on the website or any football app that you use, that's when you're going to really see the intent from Chelsea. Obviously, we have to get goals. That's a fact if we want to progress. I feel like, and this is what my gut tells me, that both teams are going to score. And that's what worries me. Because if Bayern get a goal, then we're in trouble. Then it becomes a really uphill task for us. So I'm hoping that our backline shows up. And Katrin Berger had a mistake in the first game. She also hit her head on the post when the second goal went in. So hopefully she's fine. Hopefully she's back to that Man City level that we saw a couple of weeks ago, because that's going to be crucial. We've seen her save penalties for us in the round of 16, and obviously play a really good game versus Wolfsburg in the quarterfinals as well. So it's going to come down to that.
I love how Al Berger stands for penalty. She just stands with the back tied to her.
Yeah.
Looks up. She doesn't do anything. She just looks up and she stands like this. And when the ball is going ahead, that's when she makes a decision. It's like probably the most unique kind of goalkeeping skills. That's not taught in a goalkeeping school, Hafiz. Would you say that? Just stand there. Somebody's going to take a penalty, just stand there still.
Absolutely. That is something that is not taught in the football for goalkeepers. But yes, she possesses some sort of confidence that gives the viewers also the same confidence, same level of confidence. Obviously, she's been a very good goalkeeper for Chelsea this season, and arguably the best goalkeeper in the WSL, and hopefully in the UEFA Women's Champions League as well, because she saved some crucial penalties against Atletico Madrid. So she and Magda Eriksson, two huge figures for the club, two huge figures who possess some sort of calmness, and they radiate it to the fans as well. So it is actually very peaceful to watch a game having these two in the lineup. So obviously Berger is a wonderful figure for Chelsea.
All right, fantastic. So Alok is saying that while Leopold's has been good, past month her form has gone down, just exactly like Hafiz pointed out. Rajiv is asking Radha how good Emma Hayes in her left back position. Consider last match mistakes. Emma Hayes didn't play left back. I think he was asking a different question related to a left back position.
Yeah, I think he's probably asking what our strategy was behind the left back, because the fact is that both the goals were conceded from our left side. And again, we've spoken about Jonna Andersson and what kind of performances she's put in the entire season. Often when we play against the lower teams, the attackers get a rest. Our defenders never get a rest. So she's been at it for 90 minutes, all competitions, all games, like without a rest. And I think last game, the strategy was to send Jonna a little more up, a little higher. But then the thing is that we got countered on many times. You've seen the possession. They just had 34 possession, but they managed to score 2 goals. I think the strategy of what Emma Hayes was telling Jonna Andersson probably will be corrected this time around. But Jonna Andersson's performance as a whole, I think she was just following instructions. And she did obviously could have done better curtailing Hannah Glass, who is her Sweden teammate as well, because you can't keep retreating when the fullback is coming to you. Ultimately, you have to step in and make a tackle. Otherwise, she kept retreating, and she put in a cross for the first time. The second time, she's like, wait, I'll have a go on my own. And she scored a really good goal. So I think Jonna Andersson, again, she needs a little more confidence, and that comes with her Swedish teammate Magdalena Eriksson on her right shoulder saying, Jonna, go for it, or leave it, I'll take it, something like that. So that communication was missing a little more from Millie Bright as well. And hopefully Magda comes in. My hands are sweating just saying this, but it's so crucial for Magdalena Eriksson to come in tomorrow. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure. You go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Even like watching the stream without the commentary, like you could hear Emma saying like, Jonna, go up, and she would be telling G to drop back to like provide some cover. And I think maybe G could have done better in that aspect. I think there was like a little miscommunication for like the first goal, because G was following Glass, and then she stepped off a little bit, and then Jonna tried to press, and well, the cross came in, and yeah, so that's definitely going to be worked on for this match, and everyone needs to be on their A game for sure.
Hopefully that happens. I found out that Samantha Kerr's grandparents are from Calcutta, and she's got an Indian connection. Absolutely, that's even fantastic to hear. Somewhere or the other, there has to be some Indian somewhere or the other. We 1 billion population, somewhere or the other, we have to be there, isn't it? So, guys, thank you so much. Lee, thank you specifically for joining us for the very first time.
Thank you for having me.
Trinidad and Tobago. We hope to see a lot of your heat maps post this game, post the match, and then we can debate the next time as to where they are supposed to be, compared to where the actual position is. And Radha, always this time a pleasure to have you. And I was mentioning, I think over a period of time we're going to say, okay, our regular panelist Radha is also joining us. Right. Thank you so much for joining. And Hafiz, as usual, great to have you here, buddy. And come on, Chelsea, come on, Blues. And to rest of the viewers, do join us an hour from now. We will have the pre-match discussion for Fulham match. And catch you guys for that. Until then, bye-bye from Chelsea.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.